Chapter 10 is about setting, and setting usually it gives the description of the background, the feeling, the environment, or what the writer is trying to set the story in, kind of thing like that. Maybe forest, desert, something like that. They may further describe it, but there's different types of settings. And the first type of setting is the setting as a physical environment, and the definition for that is, in a basic scene, the term setting refers to time and place in which the story unfolds. And it says time, of course, can refer to the particular time of day and time of year. It can also refer to the era in which the story occurs. And then also talking about the weather could be a factor in that too. In my example, that is the location of the river by Barry Lopez. The first line says, according to the journal kept by Benjamin Foster, a historian returning along the Platte River from the deserts of Great Basin at the time, the spring of 1844, came early to western Nebraska. So it gave you a time, which is spring of 1844, and then a setting, which is western Nebraska. And then another one is the setting of a social environment, and that says growing out of the physical environment of the story is something more various called the social environment, and elements such as the era and location combined with the characters' living working conditions making up the social environment. In my example, that was the one I just read from the story, because it talks about he's a historian along the Platte River, the deserts of the Great Basin, and the spring of 1844 in western Nebraska. So it talks about a lot of different things, including the person as well. And then the other one is the setting and mood. And then this one is the details lend a flavor, and the setting establishes a mood. These details also hint at plot development, demonstration, and background, the possibility that something is about to change. And the setting and mood, it's a little different. It talks about the mood of the story as well. It's not a full description, but it talks about the mood in it. And my description is in Kate Chopin's Storm. It says the leaves were so still that even Bibby thought it was going to rain. So you get the setting that the said the leaves were so still that even Bibby thought it was going to rain. So it talks about the rain and the leaves, and that setting, reading that sentence gets the mood of an eerie type of story that's about to happen. And then the other one is the setting and character, and it says a setting, however, can play a big role than simply serving as a backdrop or mood. A character's location often shapes his or her identity. A character who lives on a 55-acre farm, for instance, is different developed than a character who walks in a crowded subway. And my example of that one is on the Gilded Six Bits by Zora Neale Hurston. It says, it was Saturday, everything clean from the front gate to the privy house. Yard raked so that the strokes of the rake would make a pattern, fresh newspaper cut and fancy edges on the kitchen shelves. Missy May was bathing herself in galvanized washing tub and bedroom. And that and it gives you a setting and the character, so it talks about the character and then the setting they're set in. And then that is chapter 10.